League, where tonight it is the Canadian Grand Prix here live for Tier 1. Our best tier out of all tiers here for tonight for our best drivers. Maldy, are you excited for tonight here around Canada? Around, the country? Where, I believe one of the, I think the only Canadian world champion was, of course, Villeneuve in 1997. Yes, 1997. Exactly. So, well, SK just put a lap time to a 109.775. It puts him into P3, of course, P1 and P2, both led by Satchat and also PSR Placky, trying to push every bit out of their car as they possibly can, going down. Indeed he has. So now Satcher, he's going to have to push every little bit out of his little Alfa Romeo to try and get an improvement on his lap time to potentially secure his spot towards the top spot. Placky has invalidated his lap time, and that's going to be the end of the session for Placky. He's not going to be able to set another lap in this session, so it's a confirmed pole position for Satcher on his debut here in STB. Well, that is, unless somebody called Mike or maybe even Matthew, for God's sake, can potentially overqualify him, but I don't see it happening. Satcher will come round the Wall of Champions or come into the pits. Though he goes round the Wall of Champions. Oh, he hits the wall and goes into the other wall. Indeed it is. And now Drapo is going to come around the last turn. He has to settle up. This is going to be his first lap set around Canada, and that's going to be a 110.4. It puts him into P16. So an interesting qualifying session with the debuter, Satcher, getting pole position by the scruff of his neck. As you can take a look here, the gap forced 47 thousandths. Marty Powell 60 thousandths behind Satcher's time as well. So quite a compact top three for Canada for tonight, and I can't wait to get into it, Mardy. Canada, shut up. Yeah. And that is quite huge. That does show off the pressure that can be brought when you race for such a fantastic tier here in STB. But shut up. Uh, But nevertheless, you did speak about how Attila is not racing tonight. The reason why that is so massive is that Attila is leading the championship standings. 106 points on the board ahead of SK, who's got 60 points on the board. That is a 46-point gap that Attila has in the driver standings. And SK is going to be more than happy to try and close down that gap going into next week, which is Japan. For the Constructors' Championship, McLaren are on top, 83 points to Haas's 75, which is, if you do the maths, is 8 points between the both of them. So both of those still scrapping for the top spot inside of the Constructors. And a little bit of key facts so far this season. There has been no differential man who has got the most poles. Everybody who has got a pole position have only got one pole position. So throughout the whole of these 6 races now, because we've had a debut get a pole, there's no all the poles have been evenly shared across 6 drivers, funnily enough, which is quite impressive, to be fair. Attila has had the most wins this season so far, but not by a lot. He's only had 2 wins, and the rest of the table having 1. And the most podiums is Attila, who has 5 podiums to the lowest below being 2. So Attila definitely showing off his strong prowess for those top spots. He's not able to show that off tonight, of course. Do you think that SK will be able to close down that gap going into Japan, or do you think something uncoordinated will happen, Maldo? Indeed, they are. They're trying to get the best. Sorry. Whilst the qualifying session does definitely give you a strong idea of who is going to take away the victory for the, of course, 35 laps here around Canada, I do think it is in the hands of Plaki to play with. If he is able to keep within that DRS of Satcher's, it's very profitable around Canada. Down this, of course, straight, it's named the Casino Straight, going down towards the World of Champions. If you do have that DRS on the Casino Straight, you will more than likely be able to overtake the car ahead of you. You don't want it to carry out into the World Champions there, which has always been proven to be a very difficult chicane to go side by side in. And Plaki, if he plays it right, if he plays it smart, like we saw many a time last season, he will most likely take the victory for tonight. Indeed. We've got to make up your mind quickly, because otherwise we're going to start. Alright, and here we are then, folks. Lined up for the Canadian Grand Prix, as we will shortly get onto this 5 red lights. What is going on? 5 red lights. Green Might go, here in STB, Tier 1, Canadian Grand Prix. Satcher going down towards that first turn. Will he keep PSR Placky away? Go towards that first turn. No! The Alpine goes round the outside and down the inside for the second turn. Into the circuit and instantly storms up into the lead. And PSR Placky takes home P1. Down the inside, Ali Ferrari sends it on VIF Callum. Callum has to go wide because of it. Ali Ferrari all over the place here in Canada. He's going round the outside now, going into the chicane. They're side by side, both the AlphaTauri and the Williams going into the second chicane now. Third chicane actually of the circuit. And Ali Ferrari has to cut the turn. He's a mess here on that one. And eventually Callum is able to get himself back into that position. Well, Spenny almost getting onto the back of Drapo going down. And Ali Ferrari will get past VIF Callum. Callum has to just obey the pace of Ali Ferrari. And there's a little bit. But here we go, Marty Powell and Mike going down towards that first turn. They're having a little bit of a squabble. And the Ferrari will try to go round the outside of the Mercedes into the second turn now in this GP. And has to lift off. Might have to lift off going onto the exit due to Marty Powell's pace. Taking that inward line, and he might just be a little bit disheartened by that defensive move, you could say, from Marty Powell. I'm not too sure, if I'm quite honest with you. Here on lap 2, though, we still got a massive DRS train, or it would be a DRS train if there was DRS selected, from P1 all the way down to P12. So Canada here proving that people can stick close here onto the tricky circuit. Well, you can just see Marty Powell just dropping off a little bit here on lap 2. Satcher is able to pull away, maybe just showing the pace that Satcher has inside of that Alfa Romeo. The Mercedes, though, will try and use their low wings to good use, and they have caught up a little bit of tenths as they go through the Wall of Champions. Callum has made fortune towards Sibo. Sibo has been able to overtake the AlphaTauri going towards the first turn, and he drops down the inside. Crook and sends it on VIF Callum, and Callum will look to go for a move round the outside, potentially looking for a good old up and under, a switchback, but it's incomplete. And Crooken dives it down the inside into turn 1. The Mercedes up into P15, but Tharlo now overtakes Semike going into the chicane. Down the inside he goes as well, and the Williams will skip past the Verstappen of STB as they go down into the next chicane. You can just see the Haskar now of Drapo right onto the back of Semike as they go into the next chicane on the helicopter camera, and you can just see that it's just a little bit of a DRS train really going down into the hairpin, and it seems like it seems like they've all just bunched up, and no overtake really, and well, Maffio has that DRS now on SK as he closes down towards the Wall of Champions. The Aston Martin will now pull alongside of the AlphaTauri and absolutely skips past SK, waves goodbye, and Marty Powell picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Right onto the back of Marty Powell, who is on the back of Satcher. Placky, if they have a battle here, he could just pull away with this and take the easy victory, the easy dub. If there is no safety car later on in this Grand Prix, it will be quite interesting and quite a feat, considering this is indeed Canada. Marty Powell, though, right onto that back of Satcher, now going towards the hairpin. Will he look for a move down the inside? Will he lunge it on Satcher? No. And he absolutely sends it down the inside. And now going onto the exit, the Ferrari and Mercedes pull off onto the exit. Who is going to have the greatest speed going down towards the Wall of Champions? DRS being used by Mike, but Mike has the slipstream of the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo drops 2 in 1. Mike and Marty Powell still side by side, now going towards the Wall of Champions. Down the inside, the Ferrari goes into the Wall of Champions, and Mike is ahead. Mike is ahead of Marty Powell, now going towards that first turn. Marty Powell looks to have a little bit more of a squabble between the two. Can he get moved? Round the outside, he goes down the inside, now he goes. Mercedes versus Ferrari, and Might, can he pull away now, going onto the exit? No, Marty Powell is still there. Marty Powell now, still on the inside, on the inside, and going downhill. Is the overtake completed? Yes, it is. Marty Powell just about is able to defend his position. Well, could it be on the back and potentially capitalise off of the battle here between Might and Marty Powell? They've had a battle previously. They might have another one down the Casino Straight. Yes, they will. DRS being used by Might, and Might pulls away even before he has to use that DRS. And Marty Powell, maybe he's going tactical and trying to use that DRS going down towards the first turn. Did he purposely slow up? Did he go tactical? Mercedes will now try to push on and look for an overtake down towards that first turn. Satcher, he's out the Grand Prix. Satcher is out. Alfa Romeo out. Bindit, he's out of the Grand Prix here in STB. He leaves the section, his head hanging down in shame. As I believe that's a retirement in the pit lane, Maldi, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct on that? Oh no, Marty Powell absolutely messes up the chicane, and he spins on the braking, the ABS fails him, and the Mercedes goes round, and the Mercedes... Matthew, can he get a podium? Since 2018 was the last time he got a podium in Tier 1. I mentioned it last week. Can he potentially... Well, not last week, because that's... I couldn't commentate last week, could I? Unfortunately. But nevertheless, now going down towards the World Champions, Matthew in the Casino Straight got that DRS, and look at that low downforce setup, just allowing him to breeze past Joey now. And going into the World Champions, does he absolutely clear him? Oh, he goes very deep. He has to cut the corner, and now Joey going down towards the first turn. He'll be delighted to see Matthew cut that corner, but he's still got that DRS. Matthew, did he have that DRS? No, I just think Joey's got such a high downforce setup that he can't even catch up to Matthew, surprisingly. But he can in the corners, and he's got right up to the back of Matthew, but Matthew is able to stay ahead. And Matthew currently is on for a podium. Oh, Joey's done a Sebastian Vettel. And now the AlphaTauri of SK will now pull alongside with Joey now going towards the chicane. Round the outside, the AlphaTauri will look to go off Joey, and he gets the move completed. And now, can Stefanko get the overtake as well on Joey? Yes, he can. Joey moved down position after position after position due to that mistake into the first chicane where he cuts the corner, goes onto the grass, and SK and Stefanko are able to capitalise. Yeah, mental. Well, now Stefanko, he's going to have that DRS, but so will SK. Just about was able to hang on to it by a skin of his teeth. And SK, is he going to have that DRS going down towards that first turn? Yes, of course he will. Stefanko, though, also having that DRS and using that ERS to his use. And now Stefanko will get very close to SK now going down towards that first turn. And he lunges it down the inside and he almost hits the back left wheel of the AlphaTauri. He looks for a switchback, or SK just went deep. Who knows? But Stefanko going onto the exit. He can't get a better exit, unfortunately, than the AlphaTauri. And he has to stay behind, but he's so eager to try and get past SK Maldi. One of those drivers within DRS is SK, and now when you look for a move going down towards the, of course, World Champions, sorry, and DRS being used. But look at Maffio's low downforce setup, just allowing him to stay apart from SK down the straights into the chicane. Now we go. DRS being used again by the AlphaTauri, going down towards the first turn. Can SK look for a move? But will Stefan Coe look for a move now? Go towards that first turn. He'll go for the outside line, round the outside. Stefan Coe will look to go, and no, he can't look for a move down the inside. But oh, can he? The exit was very good from Stefan Coe, and now going into the chicane. This is where Joey made the mistake. Will they make the same mistake? They make contact and forces the AlphaTauri to cut the grass, and Joey now picks up a position as well. Stefan Coe leaving no room, no space for that AlphaTauri, and unfortunately for the AlphaTauri, Joey picks up on it. Multi-power tyres, and it's a safety car. So, that is perfect for the medium runners, I'd say. What is it? That is going into Pant de la Cordon, or Concord, sorry. Maffio's in. Stefan Coe, drive-through penalty. Indeed. And Maffio's... What? Well, Maffio drops down into P6. He's behind SK and Joey now due to that pit stop. I did see the pit stop. It was quite slow, unfortunately for Maffio. I'm assuming that must have been front wing damage. Did he pick up a penalty? I'm not too sure. But for some reason, Maffio's pit stop was very, very slow. And that's cost him some significant time. And he's now down into P6. Technically P5 when Blend inevitably has to pit. I'm pretty sure Placky has stayed out. Or as you know, I'm pretty sure he's pitted. Yeah, there you go. You can just see the tyres right there. Draper going onto hards, Spenny going onto softs, Joey going onto hards as well. But everybody else going back onto a new or going onto some fresh mediums as well. So, yeah. We'll see we'll see how his tactic works out a bit later in the Canadian Grand Prix. Speaking of Canada, the 14 turns here around this circuit make up to be very difficult on the penalties, which is evidently so. We've had 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 6 seconds so far, adding up to, of course, if you think about it, 15 seconds on the ball between all of those 14 drivers, which isn't too bad. But then you remember we're only 1/3 of the way into this race. Some more to definitely come. It is a 4.361 kilometre circuit. It's quite a long circuit, sorry, short circuit compared to the rest on the calendar. Evidently, while we have quite a lot of laps here around Canada, 35 to be exact. The World Champions, a very difficult turn to try and get right here in Canada. You can easily hit the wall on the outside like we saw evidently so a bit earlier on, I believe, with Might, if I can remember. And also the Casino Triangle, not triangle, the Casino Straight, a big straight which can lead to a very easy overtake for drivers down that straight. Some just key facts around Canada here for tonight. Safety car is in this lap. And let's see what happens on to the restart. As Blend is very eager to get going with those tyres. Unfortunately for him, staying out onto those hards. Well, probably not be the greatest of ideas in the world, but can Placky retain his P1 as we go down towards that first turn, or will Mike just get an overtake and reclaim his P1 back? Of course, previously our pole sitter FVR Satcher DNF from the Grand Prix, and it was the first DNF from the Grand Prix, and so he is without contention to win for tonight. So it leads. Oh, you could just see Mike right there. Very surprised. Oh, a little bit of a commotion onto the restart here. And when's Blackie going to go full throttle? He's gone, he's gone, he's gone. And the Ferrari has not read that restart. Not out, he's still in here, but he's just got a bit of damage, I assume. Crooken going around the outside now. Valley Ferrari going into the third turn of the circuit and going to, round the outside. Now Crooken's looks to go. Hasn't got the move completed. Yes, he has. Callum picks up a 3-second time penalty, and so does Maffio as well onto the restart. Down the inside, Joey sends it on Blend, and Blend pushed off a little bit there, and round the outside, SK's looking to go off Blend. Will he pick up the pieces? And it's 3 wide going down into the next turn now. Pandela Gordon going into the next turn now, round the outside. SK's forced to go. He has to cut the turn now to Maffio, lets him go, and now Maffio is up into P4, but of course with that 3-second time penalty, it just becomes a little bit more challenging, Mousy. Well, Blend now looking to get back at Semiko, who's just overtaken him. Sorry. As we go down into the next chicane. Of course, there isn't many named turns here around Canada. Now, Ali Ferrari picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's actually live, but look at that back! Stefanko absolutely sent it down the inside, going into the chicane, and he picked up 2 in 1 like a Tesco meal deal, as now Crooken gets an overtake now on Blend, and now here we go, the Williams going looking for a move, he's looking for a 2 for 1 as well, 3 wide going into the hairpin, down the inside, and oh no, the Williams is round, sorry not Williams, the Mercedes is round, the Crooken is round, and I believe that is all caused by Boas getting into that, or maybe it was Ali Ferrari, I'm not too sure, but 3 wide down that hairpin is not a very good idea, and evidently so. Well, we'll have to see. As, well, spending right onto the back of Ali Ferrari. He's got 9-second time penalties hit. He was he sped under the safety car, which is why he got the driving penalty. Indeed, we have. And now Might could get an overtake here on Placky now. Ferrari versus Alpine. This is just a position which you would never want to be if you're in Placky's position. Just led from lap 1. Now lap 14. He could be overtaken by Might. As you'll have that DRS, of course, down. As well as Might. And now Might gets the overtake here on Placky. Might. Indeed, and Mike now into P1, and Placky is left in behind, left in the dust. As now he's looking to gain time and potentially look for a move, going down towards first turn. Semike gets an overtake on Joey, going towards that first turn. Well, into the hairpin now, Might and Placky go, and Placky will have that DRS down the casino straight, and we'll see what he can do going on to the exit. It's been quite a good pull away from Might, 6/10 going down the casino straight. But how much time is Placky going to gain down the straight, and how much more time will he gain going down towards first turn? That is the question, and the bigger question is, will he overtake back for his P1 as going into the Wall of Champions? Oh, it looks like Might just sent it down the inside, well, sent it through the Wall of Champions just a little bit more. The Alpine will close down on the Ferrari, but he's going to be a patient. Patience is a virtue, is the common phrase. Indeed, Maffio, can he pull away from Semi-K? Or is Semi-K just going to catch up to him just a little bit more and have an overtake, have a say in his reign for P3 so far? First podium since 2018. I've said it for twice now in this commentary stint. I will continue to say it if he is able to come across that line into the podium spots. And Semi-K now with that DRS wide open going down towards... Well, it's DRS now for STB Semi-K. Can he get an overtake on Maffio going down towards turn 1? Yes, he can. Doesn't even need to, well, he does need to use the DRS, but he doesn't even need to carry out the attack. Going into, a bit of a wobble on the exit there from Maffio. And now Semi-K is just going to pull away a little bit, but overtook before the apex. And Stefan Coe with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. Well, maybe Jerry could get an overtake here, and maybe the likelihood of Maffio getting his first podium in what seems like forever. Oh, Might has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's going to be very good to see for Placky. And he might just sit back and just make sure he doesn't get a penalty and just take the victory home. Crooken does get an overtake on Blend going into the chicane, and that's easy peasy. DRS being used. You can just see how he has gained 2/10 down that casino straight, which is unbelievable pace down the straight. Clearly using a very low downforce setup as now going towards that first turn, Spenny getting a 3-second time penalty. But into the first turn, he absolutely lunges that down into the first turn, Matthew, and really trying to catch up to Semi-K here, who might just pull away. And down the inside he goes here on Stefan Coe. Stefan Coe has to cut the corner and rejoins the truck. He's got 10 seconds of time penalties now due to that corner cutting. And, Stefan Coe is, I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing a chaos. And he's, yeah, that is not Buyakar. He's trying to kill Crocken on purpose. Yeah, put him in a wall, Crocken. Put him in a wall. Well, what a knob. Anyways, nevertheless, Placky now going towards the Wall of Champions, getting very close now here to Might. Could he get a good overtake down the straight? DRS being used by Placky. Bobo's getting an overtake here on Spenny down the casino straight as well. And Jerry could get an overtake here on Maffio. Will he lunge it down the inside going towards that first turn? No, he does not. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to load up the stream, just making sure that the audio is alright on there, because it is a bit buggy in my ear. Alright. getting affected still. Yeah. Placky down that straight though. Look at the pace he's got down that straight. Is it enough to potentially get him B1? No, he breaks early. Does he get a better exit now off of the Wall of Champions? DRS being used by Placky. Will he get the overtake down the pit lane straight, going down towards turn 1, tumbling down towards turn 1? No, Joey will get the overtake on Maffio though, on the pit lane straight. Maffio just, I don't know what's happened to him, but his pace has just fallen off a little bit, Maldy. Yeah, blending those bits. And spending getting close to Ali Ferrari, but not enough to look for a move, unfortunately, going into the next chicane, but potentially into the hairpin, or Ali Ferrari has to cut the turn. Can he get enough speed into the hairpin to look for a move? Nah, he's way too far back. What am I thinking? But now you can just see Placky down that Casino straight now, going down towards the Wall of Champions. Will he finally get the move done this time? DRS is going to be open now for PSR. Placky going towards the first turn. He's absolutely speeding down that straight towards turn 1, but he can't look for a move just yet, Maldy. He's being so patient. Maybe he's just wondering to himself, do I just stick behind Might and just make sure I don't get a penalty and take the easy win? Crooked into the pits. Unless you just said that. I just completely forgot what you said. I'm sorry. My bad. Nevertheless, though, indeed, Plucky back with that DRS. Will he move down towards World Champions? I think he's just thinking to himself, I'll be patient, fellas. I'll do what I'll need. I'll do what I'll do best. Be patient and just get the victory due to penalties. As Maffio picks up a 3-second time penalty, totaling up to 6 seconds worth of time penalties. And, well, we'll see what happens. By the way, I have Callum into P9, by the way. He's got 3 seconds on the board, unfortunately for him, but he's got points, or he's going to get points, though, if he continues on to this path. And hopefully when he re-watches the stream, he does actually get points for him. But, of course, typically a Tier 2 driver. Callum. Typically a Tier 2 driver, but he is filling in for Tier 1 for tonight. Hopefully he can get a good result for tonight. As now, Plucky going into the hairpin now. Winning it for a move on Might. So yeah, again, I just think he's just going to stay behind. Just be a boring bloke and just stay behind, really. And Ali Ferrari is out of the session, fellas. Ali Ferrari is out, and it's a virtual safety car out on track. Well, are people going to pull into the pits? Placky and Mice are in the pits. Semi-K into the pits. Joey stays out. Maffio's going to come into the pits. Don't speed, Maffio. Don't speed. Good boy. SK into the pits. Bo is into the pits. SK. Drive-through penalty, unfortunately, for him. That's huge for the championship, by the way. Ali Ferrari out. I think Ali Ferrari has DNF'd in every single race this season, if I'm not mistaken. But when you think about Mike being onto those mediums and Placky on those softs, and then Semi-K on those mediums, Callum on those mediums, Maffio on those softs, just think about that pace differential on this restart. I feel like that gap will not be retained. Indeed, he did, Booyaka. Mafia will be looking for a move here on VIF. Callum it's going down towards the hairpin. He will absolutely storm past. Does Callum just slow up? I think he might have slowed up there. Yeah, just trying to nick that DRS and potentially get the overtake down there straight. But what he doesn't know, Maldi, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Just not Booyaka in terms of these tyres, really. If you Jerry's position, Callum into the pits. Callum into the pit lane. He must have made a mistake. I'm not too sure, but he's made a mistake there. And looks like other people are also pitting as well, being some silly willies and not pitting under the safety car. But nevertheless, Matthew here, can he still be in? Indeed he is, and if he gets past Semi-K, then gets past Joey, who probably will be back in the grid in that 30, but if he can do that, then he would be in the podium. But right now, he's just got to hope and pray that Boas does not catch him up by 2 seconds. Otherwise, then the penalties will matter. And Matthew has picked up for tonight. Matthew's also got to hope that Placky gets 6 seconds on the board, and might need to hope that Placky gets 6 seconds on the board as well. But that is very unlikely with how he's done for tonight. And speaking of Placky, 2/10 the gap between him and the Ferrari up ahead of him. DRS will be used by Placky. Could he look for a move going down towards that first turn? He will look for the move. He gets the overtake before the apex. Down the inside. Move completed. Done and dusted. Easy peasy. Placky up into P2. And clearly that'll be an easy overtake due to Joey's tyres. Unless he can shock us all and actually do well with these tyres, which I'll be very shocked at. Yeah, I feel like Matthew, if he was, I don't think he's going to get a podium for tonight, unfortunately. But he has been in contention this season so far, so I think. Yeah, I think Japan. I feel like that could probably be one of his weaker circuits, unfortunately for him. Pardon? Oh, for God's sake. I don't know what his best tracks are, I'm just assuming, to be honest, because Japan is usually a very awful track for everybody, so I just, But, nevertheless, you can just see Semi-K could be in contention of a podium, though. First podium we would see since, I think, last year. Not last year, last season. In F1 22. Well, the last time he won a championship, I'm not too sure. A Semi-K. And Semi-K picks up another 3 seconds, which means 9 seconds on the board. That means Matthew is in contention now for P4. Just needs to be in P4 himself. And just... Indeed, he has. And now going down that Casino straight. Will he look for a move down the inside, or does he be patient and go towards turn 1 to look for the move? Now the Ferrari breaks early. And now can he tumble down towards that first turn? Speed alike. Can he go for the move down the inside on the Alpine? No, he's too far back, isn't he? He's not going to go for a move there from 3/10 back, for Lord's sake. Indeed, and Placky now he's right onto the back of Joey, and will most likely get the overtake down this straight. Just Joey's not able to hold up really with these tyres. And blue flags being shown as well, as Drapo's AI will get lapped. Placky now down the casino straight. And surely that's an easy overtake for him going down towards that first turn. Unless Joey just really holds these guys up and allows the other men to get back into this. I don't see Placky getting held up for long by Joey, but down towards that first turn, he absolutely lunges that down the inside, Placky, and he's cleared Joey in a moment's instance. And now Mike looks for the move, but he can't just yet. He's going to have to hold off for another lap to actually look for that move, which could hold up. Indeed, and now Mike will go down the inside on Joey going into the next chicane now, and will he get the move completed? Joey's still hanging in there, but round the outside, and that's the move completed there for Mike. Next up is Semi-K. Will he get the move down the pit lane straight? Yes, he does. Easy as you like. But round the outside, Joey could look to go, but no. His grip does not allow him to. And, well, Semi-K into P3 now. And Mafio. He really needs to catch up to Semi-K. They like Semi-K. Placky is on Xbox, so if he's willing to do an interview, then I'll be happily, to do so. We'll see. Placky, I thought he was going to go into the pits for a second, due to his absolute sheer pace on that straight. And I'm pretty sure that Joey's still sticking with DRS though. But I mean, right now he's not gonna have any. This is the one time he's actually lost DRS to the guys ahead of him, so he's still stuck around for quite a decent bit. Maybe that pulls the gap closer between Mafia and Semi-K. I'm not too sure though, unfortunately. Spending 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And yes, could Mike get another move here? Lap 29, will he look for a move? Oh, he's looked for the move down the wall of champions. He goes. The move completed by the Ferrari. He also has that DRS down the pit lane straight. Move completed, done and dusted. Placky. But with those 9-second time penalty, I don't think he's going to be able to actually to get P1 here tonight. Indeed. But if this top three does battle quite a lot, Maldi, then you could potentially say that Matthew could get in on it and potentially pick up a podium, but it would be quite unlikely. Indeed. And well, Matthew very close now to Joey. Joey should be a very easy overtake, and Semi-K now could look for the move on Placky, as he could send it down the inside. Marley leaves the session, unfortunately, but luckily I am streaming, so we're all good on that front. Semi-K will now look for the move. No, he doesn't. He stays behind. He's very tactical on this. Doesn't want to spoil his race just by getting a little bit too eager. SK, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. Still enough more profile, Maldi. Placky get very close now to Mike, but Semi-K, he's definitely on the charge here, Maldi. He's used a lot of his ERS. Has he used too much of his ERS? That's the question.
Who's that, sorry?
Mike. Semi-K. Might's now using his ERS to try and pull away from Placky as well. Placky is without DRS down this casino straight. Oh no, never mind, he has got that DRS. It is 1 second, 1.1 seconds between Might and Placky. But Semi-K now with that DRS, with that slipstream. Look how close he's getting now towards Placky, towards the World Champions. Will he look for a move down the inside? He breaks early, does not want to cause contact between himself and the Alpine.
So he's going to have a good exit down the straight.
And now here we go then, Semi-K, will he look for the move down the inside, round the outside, where, anywhere? No. Stays behind, unfortunately for him. He cannot get close enough.
I'm trying to think. I think it's going to be, I think Placky's going to win this race. I think that is the issue. I think Mike's going to be P2.
Oh, Joey, 3 second time penalty, that's 12 seconds now for...
I think Mafio's going to be P4 in this race. Joey's going to be nowhere.
Well, unless Semi-K and Placky make contact, I don't see Mafio getting himself a podium for tonight. But I don't see Placky not winning for tonight unless he spins on his own accord, which yet again will be quite a sight to see, considering he has, you know, been on pace. He's been incredible so far this race, but he has not got DRS down the casino straight, which is a very key indication for Semi-K to get the overtake. ERS being used by Semi-K. Will he get the move completed going into the World Champions? Yes, he will. And Semi-K is now up into P2, Maldi.
ERS down the next straight. That's going to tag him on nicely to Mike.
Well,
now he's got to try and get as much gap as possible.
Indeed, and well, now Placky would still be the winner of this Grand Prix, but unfortunately for him, it might not be as satisfying as he would want it to be. You know, on track getting the actual P1, 2.2 around seconds. He is behind Might, but he's still enough to get himself P1 at the end of this. So, I mean, unless Semi-K and that gets another 3 seconds, then Mafia could potentially get his podium, but yeah, again, I think that has died off now.
Yeah.
Like, he just needs to make sure that he does not get anything of himself. 3 seconds, whatever, just don't get it. And make sure to nurture these tires till the end and get the Booyah victory. DRS being used now by Placky, now going towards the World Champions. He's going to break early, look to get a better exit. DRS will be wide open now for Placky going down towards turn 1. Does he keep it in between? 1 second. Yes, he does.
Yeah, Matt gap is 4 seconds. It needs to be at least 3 seconds to send.
Just take a look at that gap to the leader. And, well...
Yeah, Mike is still on for this pistol. Mike is still on for the victory here in Canada. He's still on for the victory.
Yeah, 2.8 seconds.
2.8.
2.8 seconds between him and Might. 2.8 seconds between him and Glory. Can Placky take Glory?
What's going to happen is, I think the DRS for Placky, this is going to decide whether we're going to win or not. He needs to use this very strategically.
Well, DRS going to be used by Placky. And 3.3 seconds, 3.2 seconds between him and the leader now. He's absolutely botched it up going into the hairpin. DRS being used. Is it under 3 seconds? Yes, it is. Just about now, it is between 3 seconds. But it's very close now going on to the last lap of the Grand Prix here in Canada. What a race this could be. What a race this could turn out to be. Might ahead by 2.9 seconds, 3.0 seconds, 3.1 seconds. The time ticks up, it goes down, ticks up, down, ticks up, down. At the end of this, does Placky get his prestigious P1, or will Might snatch it away at the last? We take a look as Placky will now storm through the chicanes, the streets, and now he goes down to Pont de la Concorde. Here into the chicane, to the right, to the left. 3.4 seconds, 3.5. This DRS down this straight needs to gain him so much time. And if he's able to gain that much time, he will get this victory.
He's going to have ERS as well, Crystal.
Can he get it? 7/10 away from glory. DRS being used. Plucky, this is it. Use all your ERS. DRS now open. Will he get the victory? Will he get it? Oh, that's some. Oh no! Oh no! Semi-Games was almost in a wall, but now 3 seconds under 3 seconds. 2.7 seconds now. Plucky's got a 3-second time penalty through the wall of champions, and his victory is snatched away from him. And Plucky will not take away the victory here in Canada, and it will be Might to win the Canadian Grand Prix. Your prediction was right, Maldy. The Ferrari
Oh
man
my God! I
takes
said Mike
home
was going to
the
win
25 points.
It's in.
What a final lap. Now that is it, folks. Your winner for the Canadian Grand Prix, SRT Might. And Mafio getting P4 at the end of that as well be a call. Well, we're going to take
You might have given their pistol, but all in all, it was a very interesting Grand Prix. I definitely enjoyed that.
That was a Booyah Grand Prix, but Driver's Day does go to C. Bowes. And the end of that last season's champion, of course, if you can recall. But SK, how many points did he gain in the championship standings? We'll have to see.
2 points.
The standings. Right.
Yeah. Pistol, let's hear the results then for the Canadian Grand Prix.
Might P1, the Frenchman, on board with 25 points. Booyah for him. As P2 for PSR, Plucky. He'll be quite disappointed with that one, but nevertheless, P2 is a decent result for Plucky. P3, Semi-K, who's just joined the party right now, and from then on, it's Mafio, Boas, Spenny, Joey, Callum, SK, Blend, Krucken, Drapo, Ali Ferrari, Stefanko, Marty Powell, FVR Nick, Tharlo, Julian Kalanantovic, Satcher as well. And you can just see that everybody except from Krucken DNF from that Grand Prix. That is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 DNFs here in Canada. We'll see if we can get P. So Plucky in for the interview.
Yeah, we'll interview Sam first. He was free.
Plucky has
Sam,
joined the party.
if you want to include audio, Sam, yeah, take us through your race. Any comments on the final lap collision?
Yeah, I had a bad qualifying. I could have easily gone way quicker, so yeah, I had to come from PA, and then started on the hards. Felt really good, and then the safety car and the virtual safety car helped me a little bit with coming forward. But I had real good pace, but only was like my penalties were a little bit too much that nagged me at the end, but. Yeah, from my point of view, on the last lap, I was defending the middle of the track. Plucky went to the right, and he turned into me, and I hit the wall on the left. No,
Plucky.
and I hit
Plucky.
and I hit the wall on the
Plucky, let Semi-K finish his interview. We'll go on to your view.
and I hit the left wall. So I don't know what was his meaning of that, but yeah. I'm still happy with P3, so on to the next one.
Well done on your P3, Semi-K, but the man who got P2 in the end of it, Plucky, you will be disappointed with the result, as you did claim P1 down into that first turn, but give us an overview on your race tonight and how your feelings are about this race.
And the final lap as well.
What would you your view of the race though in general? Are you disappointed with your P2? Happy with your P2? What's your overview on your race?
Well, I had to save my ears and ears for the last bit just to catch up to P1 because I was in the range second still. Then yeah, if that happens, just Like if he admits it to support, then it's okay. But he needs to snap POV, and then he can clearly see that wasn't right. He had 9 seconds. He had no DRS, no ERS. What was his point of doing that?
Well, nevertheless.
Any comments, Sam? Well. It's on
very
reunion. No, I want to know Sam's point of view. Sam, any comments on that?
Yeah, I saw the.
Basically,
I moved to the middle of the track, but then afterwards he overtook me on the right, and then he's slowly moving to the left of the track. So yeah, it is what it is. But
nevertheless, thank you very much, everybody, for watching us here for tonight here in STB. This was Tier 1. You can catch us for Tier 2 tomorrow, where it'll be a very interesting race. You will be joined by Matthew and STB Melody again. But over for Tier 3, the best tier, of course, will be commentated by Callum and also
you can also
Matthew
see the
as
reigning
well.
combined champion on the track as well.
Shut up. Nevertheless, we hope you all join us for tomorrow and the day after. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.